Miracles of Jesus Christ. Welcome to today's video where we will explore the first 5 miracles performed by Jesus. These early miracles not only reveal his divine power but also his deep compassion for those in need. Each miracle serves as a sign of his authority over nature, sickness, and even death, all while teaching profound lessons about faith, obedience, and God's love. Let's dive in and discover the significance behind these miracles. Turning water into wine, John chapter 2 verse 111. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." This was Jesus' first recorded miracle and took place at a wedding in Cana. When the hosts ran out of wine, a significant social embarrassment in that culture, Jesus' mother, Mary, turned to him for help. Jesus, with compassion and at her request, turned water into wine, miraculously providing for their needs. This miracle reveals Jesus' concern for the needs of people, even in everyday situations. It also demonstrates the abundant grace he brings, turning something ordinary, water, into something extraordinary, wine. Trust in Jesus' ability to provide for you. In our own lives, he can transform situations of lack into blessings beyond measure. Healing the blind man, John chapter 9 verse 112. As Jesus passed by, he saw a man who was blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus answered, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the works of God should be revealed in him." In this miracle, Jesus heals a man who was blind from birth. His disciples mistakenly assumed that the man's blindness was the result of sin, but Jesus clarified that his condition was an opportunity for God's power to be demonstrated. Jesus made mud with his saliva, placed it on the man's eyes, and instructed him to wash in the pool of Siloam. When the man obeyed, he received his sight. Jesus highlights that suffering is not always the result of personal sin, but can be a means for God to reveal his glory. Trust that even in times of suffering or hardship, God has a purpose, and his power can bring healing and restoration. Healing the sick woman, Mark chapter 5 verse 25-34. Now a certain woman had a flow of blood for 12 years, and had suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all that she had and was no better, but rather grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, "If only I may touch his clothes, I shall be made well." This woman had suffered for 12 years with a chronic condition that made her ceremonially unclean in Jewish culture. Despite trying all possible treatments, she grew worse. Yet, her faith in Jesus was unwavering. She believed that just by touching his garment, she would be healed, and when she did, Jesus immediately felt power leave him, and the woman was healed. This miracle shows Jesus' healing power and how personal faith can lead to transformation. When we have faith in Jesus, even in difficult circumstances, he can bring healing and restoration. We should approach him with expectation and trust in his ability to meet our needs. Raising Lazarus from the dead, John chapter 11 verse 144. Now a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary who anointed the Lord with fragrant oil and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. Lazarus, a close friend of Jesus, had died by the time Jesus arrived in Bethany. He had been in the tomb for 4 days, and many believed that it was too late for any hope. But Jesus, moved by compassion, commanded Lazarus to come out of the tomb, and he was raised from the dead. This miracle is a powerful display of Jesus' authority over life and death. It also prefigures his own resurrection and reinforces his declaration that he is the resurrection and the life. John chapter 11 verse 25. Jesus has the power to bring new life into situations that seem hopeless. In moments of despair or loss, remember that he can breathe life into the deadest situations, whether spiritually or physically. Feeding the 5,000, John chapter 6 verse 5-14. Then Jesus lifted up his eyes, and seeing a great multitude coming toward him, he said to Philip, Where shall we buy bread, that these may eat? But this he said to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. In this miracle, Jesus fed over 5,000 men, not including women and children, with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. A young boy offered his lunch to Jesus, and with his blessing, it was multiplied to feed the crowd with 12 baskets of leftovers. This miracle demonstrates Jesus' ability to provide for physical needs, and it also symbolizes the spiritual nourishment he offers through his word and presence. Jesus takes what little we have and multiplies it for his purposes. Trust in his ability to provide for you, and be willing to give whatever you have into his hands. Through these first 5 miracles, we see the incredible power and compassion of Jesus. From turning water into wine to raising the dead, each act points to his divine authority and his heart to meet the needs of people. Jesus doesn't just perform miracles for show. He does so to reveal his identity as the Son of God and to draw us closer to him. As you reflect on these miracles, remember that Jesus is still active in our lives today. Whatever challenge you may face, know that he is able to bring transformation, healing, and provision. Let's trust him with all our needs and follow his example of faith and obedience. If you find this video encouraging, please like, share, and subscribe for more content about Jesus' life and teachings. Thank you for watching.